Okay, Mr. Clerk, will you call, are you ready? Mr. Clerk, will you call a meeting to order?
Mayor, I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council for February 4th, 2010 to order. On roll call, council members Catamagna. Here. Castiglia.
Here.
Trowinski. Here. Poncino is absent. He will be delayed. He had an appointment at his son's school. Councilman Work. Here. Conboy. Here. Mayor Mola.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Will everyone please rise for our prayer and flag salute? Oh God, our Father, we ask you to bless our meeting which we trust to your fatherly care and protection. Please remove all selfishness and prejudice from our hearts and plant therein a keen sense of justice and a greater love for you and our neighbor. Guide us in our deliberations so our decisions will always please you and bring peace and happiness to our community. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Laws, State of New Jersey requires the commencement of each meeting a statement by the presiding officer, now therefore be advised the meeting requirements of this meeting have been posted in annual notice in the Record of Hackensack and the Herald News of Woodland Park, and by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk as well as in a public place within the municipal building, and by notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted on January 1, 2010. Before I turn the meeting over to the fire department for their poster contest winners, just like to indicate to everybody here, this meeting will be televised on Wednesday, channel 77, 66, and 76 and 77, be on Wednesday at 2 p.m., Thursday at 1 p.m., and Friday at 11 a.m. So I guess you're going to have to tape it. Most of the kids will be in school when these are on. But or you can watch it on our website, www.elmwoodparknj.com/US. www.elmwoodpark.com/NJ/US. And for those of you who are here and those who may be watching, the 2010 Waste Watcher booklet has been delivered, been put in the mail. If you didn't receive your booklet yet, call my office and we'll try to get you one. They were mailed out to everybody. Maybe somebody didn't know what it was and threw it away, but we have a few extras. But this is a handy Waste Watchers book, tells you about the recycling and also about the things that you should know in the DPW when collections are for recycling, garbage, and law enforcement, health department, cleanup events, tips on snow removal. If it snows, please don't throw the snow back in the street, okay? If you see somebody with a snow blower, ask them to turn the vent out toward the house again and not into the street. We go by and we plow, and people just dirty up the street again by pouring more snow in there. Okay? Waste Watchers 2010 have been delivered. At this point, I'd like to give the program, excuse me, I'm stuttering here. Give the program over to Mike Sulik, who is involved with the poster contest, and I'd just like to also indicate who our fire prevention chief is, Mr. Jack McGrath. Will you please stand in the back? He doesn't want to stand. Okay, go through him. Mike?
We're doing the other mic.
Oh, the other Mike Pressler. Okay, I'm sorry.
We get them used to it.
Yeah, okay.
Well, actually, stand is nice. I'm in the microphone.
Yes, you do. It's on tape. I think it come, if you want, doesn't it come off?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, actually, the reason we're here tonight is, my name is Lieutenant Chief Mike Pressler from our fire department. We're here tonight to award the poster contest winners that we, for the year 2009, Jack, right? 2009 poster contest winners. Actually, each year, the state comes up with a theme for the fire prevention contest, poster contest, and this year's theme was Stay Fire Smart, Don't Get Burned. In October, Jack sends out the application to the schools, public and private in Elmwood Park, and they have the children complete posters, they give them to the schools, they turn them for judging. The winners in the schools come back to us. We take a look at the best out of each division, and there's actually six divisions. We pick the winners, they're up here, and after we pick the winners tonight, they go up to the the state level and get judged. And whoever has the best poster countywide becomes a publication, and each school gets the top of the poster that's supposed to be here. So we could, what a month through, was burning for this conversion last year, guys, or? Okay. What I'm going to do actually before I start, I'm going to introduce you to Fire Chief Gary Willow here, Assistant Chief Mike Sulik, again, Fire Prevention Chief Jack McGrath, and Inspector Bobby Diarco. When I call your name, I'd like you guys to come up, see the chief, he will present you with your check, and stand next to your poster. Okay, Division 1 is grades K through 2nd. The winner is Caroline Zoltek, and she's from Gantner Avenue School.
Chief, will you make sure Carolyn turns around so that we get a picture of her pretty face?
So everyone knows each winner gets a $50 check from the Fire Prevention Bureau.
How do we get an entry form? $50 is $50.
Got it?
Okay, our division number 2, which is 3rd through 5th grade, is Peter Kira, 16th Ave School.
It's gotta get on TV.
Okay, division number 3 is 6th through 8th grade. Tarek Maya. Division number 5, K through 8th grade, is Philippe Zarate. Okay, in division number 6, 9th through 12th grade, is Vershawn Lopez. And that's your,
Read the back.
Okay, grade 12, Mark Lodi, Owen Park High School.
Very good kid. His fault.
Hey guys, on behalf of the fire department, fire prevention, and the mayor and council, congratulations, you did a great job. Remember those words, and hope to see you maybe on the state level. Okay guys, thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank the Fire Prevention Bureau and the Fire firemen that were here today for presenting these awards, and congratulations to all the winners. You did a great job, and hopefully you'll go on to the finals, and there's more money for you. Good. Thank you.
Mayor, tonight, under approval of minutes, we have the executive session for January 14th, 2010, regular meeting for January 21st, 2010, executive session for January 1st, 2010, and special work session that preceded the regular meeting for January 21st, 2010.
Motion, please, on all four.
So moved.
Mr.
Second.
Conboy, second. Mr. Caramagna, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. Ladies and gentlemen, if the children have to leave, get ready for school, we'll just hold up. If you want to stay for the meeting, that's fine, but we'll just allow you to leave. Congratulations again. Okay, Keith.
Mayor, Resolution 53-10, introduced ordinance 10-05 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend the code of the Borough of Elmwood Park entitled Administration be passed and adopted on first reading, and be it resolved that final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, February 18th, 2010 at 8 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the same can be heard, at which time and place all persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk be and he is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing is required by law.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Mr. Conboy, second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Truinsky. Any discussions? Ladies and gentlemen, this ordinance will have a second reading in 2 weeks. It's creation of a new table of organization for our police department, which will be have 1 police chief, 2 captains, 2 lieutenants, and 4 sergeants with a maximum of 31 patrolmen. All total would be 40. So we worked with the police chief on this, and I think it's a good ordinance, and I want to commend Mr. Vocino, who's not here, and the council for working on this ordinance, and hopefully it'll be passed. Call the roll, please.
On roll call, council members Catamagna.
Yes.
Castiglia.
Yes.
Truinsky.
Yes.
Bonsino is absent. Work.
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution 54-10, introduce ordinance 010-01 on second reading. Whereas public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled an ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Elmwood Park and creating Chapter 10-6, therefore requiring a reflective symbol on structures using engineered lumber. And whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, January 21st, 2010, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled an ordinance amending the code of the Borough of Elmwood Park and creating Chapter 10-6, therefore requiring a reflective symbol on structures using engineered lumber, pass on final reading. Mayor will need a motion to open to the public.
May I have that motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Truinsky, Mr. Castiglia, any discussion? All in favor, opposed? Anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on this this ordinance? Mr. Truinsky, as liaison to the fire committee, would you please just elucidate?
This ordinance has to deal with engineered lumber such as wood truss I-beams that are currently being used in houses. The fire department has noted that over through the course of the years it's dangerous. They do burn quicker than dimensional lumber, and towns are adopting the similar ordinances where we place a sticker on the meter pan by the electric meter so the firemen are aware what's in the building before they go in. It's just a matter of help them save their lives if they know how far gone the fires and what's involved if they go on that floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone who wishes to be heard on this from the audience? If not, may I have a motion to close the public portion?
So moved.
Mr. Conboy, second.
Second.
Mr. Work, discussion? All in favor, opposed, so ordered. Any discussion on the council?
Oh, Mayor.
Cool. This is a good safety feature that we're putting in. It help, as Mr. Truinsky said, not only the firemen, but the people in the building. Call the roll, please.
Mayor, we need a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Truinsky, Mr. Conboy. Discussion? Call the roll.
On roll call, Councilmembers Catamania?
Yes.
Castiglia?
Yes.
Chouinski?
Yes.
Alonsino is absent. Work?
Yes.
Conboy?
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution 55-10, introduce ordinance 10-02 on second reading. Whereas public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, Chapter 2, therefore entitled Fees for Municipal Services, to add a new section establishing an outside police contracting service for the fee schedule. And whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, January 21st, 2010, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, Chapter 2, therefore entitled Fees for Municipal Services, to add a new section establishing an outside police contracting service fee schedule, pass on final reading. And Mayor, if I may, there was one typo in the initial ordinance. It's a minor modification. The totals in the right-hand column of the ordinance that was provided to the council prior to the introduction should read $75 per hour total. Under the first line item, other duty should total $30 per hour, and school detail will remain at $30 per hour. So the administrative fee and the officer fee was correct. It was the total that needed to be altered for final adoption.
Thank you. Everybody have that? May I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Conboy and Mr. Castiglia, any discussion? All in favor, opposed? This is just increasing the fees for the vehicles that are loaned. Well, they're not loaned if they're paying for them, but given out to some of the establishments. They pay for the car. If you see a police vehicle parked in front of a bank or at Walgreens or something of that nature, they're paying for the use of that vehicle. Anyone wish to be heard? If not, I'll close the public portion of the meeting. May I have a motion to adopt, please?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Chouinski, Mr. Castiglia, discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmembers Catamania?
Yes.
Castiglia?
Yes.
Chouinski?
Yes.
Alonsino is absent. Work?
Yes.
Conboy?
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution 56-10, introduce ordinance 10-03 on second reading. Whereas public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, Chapter 2, therefore entitled Administration, and whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, January 21st, 2010, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park, Chapter 2, therefore entitled Administration, pass on final reading.
Yeah. Motion, please, to open the meeting.
So moved.
Moved by
Second.
Mr. Conboy, second by Mr. Chouinski. Any discussion? All in favor, opposed? Anyone wish to be heard on this ordinance? Mr. Kazmark, would you explain that one, please?
Mayor, this is an amendment to the administration part of the code book that would eliminate the need for a fire
Oh,
surgeon.
yes. We presently have a fire surgeon and a police surgeon, and since we are working with JIF, the Joint Insurance Fund, you don't need them, so we're just deleting them from the code book. Anyone wish to be heard? No one wishes to be heard. May I have a motion to close the meeting? Mr. Conboy, second. Mr. Castiglia, all in favor, opposed? And motion to adopt, please.
So moved.
Mr. Conboy, second.
Second.
Mr. Work, discussion? Call roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmembers Catamania?
Yes.
Castiglia?
Yes.
Chouinski?
Yes.
Alonsino is absent. Work?
Yes.
Conboy?
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution 57-10, introduce ordinance 10-04 on second reading. Whereas public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend, an ordinance entitled an ordinance to establish the Water Department of the Borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to fix the rates and prices to be charged for the use of water and establish rules and regulations for the distribution, supply, and use and protection of said water, and penalties for the violation of certain rules and regulations. And whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, January 21st, 2010, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled an ordinance to establish the Water Department for the Borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to fix the rates and prices to be charged for the use of water and establish rules and regulations for distribution, supply, use, and protection of said water, and penalties for the violation of certain rules and regulations, pass on final reading.
Motion to open the meeting to the public.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Chouinski, Mr. Conboy. Anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard? This ordinance is to increase your water rates. We were given a 4% increase, I think it was the end of December of '09, and we're just carrying that. We have to pay for the 4%, so we're charging you 4% more so that we can stay equal. Call the roll, please. No, a motion
Motion to adopt.
to adopt.
So moved?
Second. Mr. Conboy, Mr. Work, discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmembers Catamania?
Yes.
Castiglia?
Yes.
Chawinski?
Yes.
Alcino is absent. Work?
Yes.
Conboy.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Motion carries. Resolution 58-10, whereas the mayor and council of the Borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, have adopted a resolution implementing the Length of Service Awards Program, also known as LoSAP, on August 16, 2001, pursuant to Section 457E1113 of the Internal Service Code of 1986. And whereas the Chief Financial Officer has reviewed and has forwarded a certified list to the mayor and council to disclose the fire department and ambulance corps recipients who have met the minimum requirements to receive such funds. And whereas a certified list containing the names of and recipients are attached to this resolution, in which the auditors have recommended in the audit that this list be available for review in the form of a resolution. Now therefore be it resolved that the Chief Financial Officer has certified funds and that they are available in the 2009 appropriations reserve totaling $30,600 for the volunteer fire department and $5,400 for the volunteer ambulance corps. And has further audited the documents submitted by the fire department and the volunteer ambulance corps and has determined that the documents met the intent of the 2009 audit requirements.
Motion, please.
So moved?
Open the meeting. Mr. Conboy, second. Mr. Catamania, any discussion? Anyone who wishes to be heard on this ordinance?
Mayor, this is a regular resolution, so we don't need
Oh,
a
I'm
public
sorry,
hearing.
I'm sorry, just a resolution. Call the roll. We have a motion and a second, just call the roll.
Conboy. On roll call, council members Catamania?
Yes.
Castiglia?
Yes.
Chawinski?
Yes.
Alcino is absent. Work?
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Motion carries. Also under resolutions tonight, we have Resolution 59-10, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, that Mayor Richard A. Mola be and is hereby designated as a representative to the Bergen County Community Development Commission for the year 2010 for the Borough of Elmwood Park. Be it further resolved that Councilman Lawrence Castiglia is hereby designated as the mayor's alternate for calendar year 2010.
Motion, please.
So moved?
Mr. Conboy, second.
Second.
Mr. Work, discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, council members Catamania?
Yes.
Castiglia?
Yes.
Chawinski?
Yes.
Alcino is absent. Work?
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution 60-10, whereas the tax collector has advised that payment has been received in the amount of $29,646.91 to redeem tax lien number 08-000006 and subsequent taxes on Block 208, Lot 17 within the borough. And whereas Crusader Servicing Corp. is the holder of certificate TTL number 08-0006 and therefore entitled payment of $29,646.91. Whereas the lien holder has also paid a premium at the time of purchase and is entitled to the refund of same in the amount of $700. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, that approval to issue a check in the amount of $30,346.91 payable to the above-named lien holder, representing the redemption amount of said certificate and for the refund premium to Crusader Servicing Corp. of Jenkintown, Pennsylvania.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Chawinski, second.
Second?
Mr. Conboy, discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, council members Catamania?
Yes.
Castiglia?
Yes.
Chawinski?
Yes.
Alcino is absent. Work?
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution 61-10, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the mayor, Richard A. Mola, be and is hereby authorized to sign the PSE&G Energy Efficient Upgrade Contracts for 4 borough-owned buildings and properties in the total amount of $26,763.13 to be paid over a 24-month period and ultimately realizing a cost savings in energy efficiency when said upgrades are complete.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Chawinski, second.
Second.
Mr. Work, discussion? Call the roll. Any discussion? This is an energy audit that we're financing with the Public Service, and at the conclusion of the audit, which has been done, we have to pay for it. There'll be a savings to the borough. This building, some of the fire houses, Boiler Rec, and saving the electricity and energy conservation. Call the roll, please.
On roll call, council members Catamania?
Yes.
Castiglia?
Yes.
Chawinski?
Yes.
Alcino is absent. Work?
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Motion carries. Committee reports, Mayor.
Committee reports, Mr. Catania?
Yes, I attend the Board of Education meeting. It was a short one, and I understand a lot of the people have been over there for a while. They're retiring. Chuck Keenan is going to retire. Will be July 1st. Also, Policano, Miss Policano also is going to
She's gonna
retire.
retire?
So really, all these people are retiring, and now we have all new people there, right? It's,
You're going to hold the fort up, right?
yes. Also, Mayor, I want to say, I went to see this resident, 52 Hamilton Street, and I noticed that the street of the sinking is going down. There's about 8-inch depth over there. I took it to the building inspector with me, and then I got in touch with Pete Denke. He told me he sent Keith, what do you call it?
Scott?
Scott, yeah. And this was nothing, I think it's something serious. People should look at it. The whole street is going down.
Okay.
Also, these people have the problem with the retaining wall of 52nd Street between Godwin and Hamilton. And the retaining wall is all down. I know we talked about this before.
Supposed to be being built up again.
Yeah, I tell you, it's dangerous. And the resident complained to me, say, how am I going to pay? I don't have the money to pay for the wall. She says it's going to cost us share between $12,000 to $15,000. How are people going to do that if they can afford it? Yeah?
It's a good question.
That's, I don't know, it's terrible.
But the water's going in the neighbor's property.
I think there's a problem with the...
Well, that's why they want the wall up.
The entrance, the driveways are all down, and, I don't know, Rich, you should look at it, maybe, you know,
I know that area is all undermined over there forever. It's very low, water table's dropping, I think.
the whole street is all
The
cracked.
the engineer and the building inspector are both aware of it.
Okay.
I hope something will be done
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
before
Before the house
somebody
burns down.
loses,
Thank
takes
you.
everything. Mudslide, it looks like a mudslide in the back anyhow. Mayor, the rest I have nothing else for now.
Thank you. Mr. Chewinski?
Yes, Mayor. Just a reminder that on February 6th, this Saturday, between 10 and 2 p.m., Company 4 on the Boulevard, the fire department's having a blood drive, community blood drive. This is in relation to, this month is the, or actually Friday, is the National Wear Red Day. This was given to me by my granddaughter, by the way. This is to make people aware of the heart disease problem amongst women, which is the #1 killer in the state of New Jersey, in the country, matter of fact. But if you can't wear red on Friday, by all means, to support them. I attended the JIF meeting last time, but I also got a report from them, which they gave us the certificate, blanket certificate of insurance for our town. So anytime we work with the county or any outside organization, it will be on file in the city hall with the clerk, so we don't have to get a certificate every time we need one. Last night I was at the freeholder meeting and the work meeting. If you people want to see how your money's being spent on the county level, once in a while it wouldn't hurt to go down to a county meeting because it's sparse. $68,000 to carpet 4 or 5 rooms. I think it was $86,000 to relocate in the probation offices just for furniture. Lawyers up the wazoo here, guys, for studies. I don't even know who half these guys are. One of the Republican freeholders by the name of Hermanson asked to see last year's budget to the chairman. He's been asking repeatedly. He got the budget, he got an abridged version of the budget, and he asked him, well, I see $200,000 for salaries for this department, where is the breakdown? Oh, we don't give the breakdown. So Mr. Hermanson proceeded to get into a little battle there when he said, most towns like Marlboro will give you all the salaries so you can know who's getting what. And they got into a battle there, and the freeholders told him outright, we don't do it that way. But you should go down there just to see, because the county government is just getting completely out of control. Next month, or next 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to bring up that minor subdivision ordinance again, and we'll try and get that introduced. And I think that's about it, except for the trust ordinance. Okay, Mayor.
Thank you.
By the way, can I add something else?
Sure.
You guys, I mentioned to you before, on Market Street, those dividers there, it's
This is for a fun. Keep on.
breaking up, there's holes all over. A piece of
You're
fake
talking about
brick.
the brick?
Yeah, the brick,
Yeah,
the
well, I did mention
Come out.
that, and I don't know if anything can be done with the cold weather at this time. You would try to...
Something should be done now, because a piece of brick, they're flying all over, cars go by, they hit it, they fly across the
Oh, I
street.
saw some bricks.
They all over, I tell you.
Yeah, I noticed.
In front of the old Dreamwell.
Yeah, the bricks are coming
The
out.
corner across the street from Gloria's Florist.
Yeah.
There's a couple of bricks already out and in the street.
Holes all the time, you should see it.
Mr. Casmark, would you get in touch with the DPW, see if there's any loose bricks there?
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Okay,
Mr. Castiglia?
Yes, Mayor. I was down to meet with Scott Cars down at the DPW last week about the tree planting program for this year. Now, I guess you know, but Pat in your office has been taking calls from residents that want trees in front of their house. I think she's got over 50 requests already. What we had wanted to do, of course, when the people call up and want trees in front of their houses, we're going to oblige that. We wanted to get into a situation where we could do one street in town, and when I was talking to Scott, a
Scott is our
suggestion...
DPW superintendent.
Yeah. A suggestion that he had was a street that's just been recently repaved. We should go in and talk to the residents on that street, see if they want a tree in front of their house. The people that do, the street will be repaved, and we can put trees all up and down that street, line the street with trees. So that's what we're going to try to do. The only problem is people are calling and want trees in front of their house, so we can't tell them no. So, but we got a certain budget. We only have a certain amount of trees we can put in every year. So we have to decide what we're going to do on that. Also, in buildings and grounds, somebody had asked about the lights downstairs in the all-purpose room. Well, they're changing ballasts down there, so a lot of them are taken apart. A lot of the fluorescent tubes are out of the lights. It's kind of like winter work for the DPW. And of course, they get called away halfway through a project, and they get called away. It snows, different things happen. So it's in progress right now, that job. As far as the planning board, some new businesses. The applications are before the board right now. We'll probably have a new trucking company coming in where Right Way Express used to be off East 54th Street. Believe it or not, possibly a new pizzeria on Broadway. I think they're trying to catch up with the nail salons. And a medical billing and testing company on Market Street. That's going to be something interesting. Also, we have a master plan meeting tonight. After this meeting, is that open to the public, Keith?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to talk a little bit also about the building department. I thought somebody else might mention it. Even though the budget is going to be tough this year, we were thinking about possibly hiring a part-timer to come in on Saturdays for the building department that can go out and... we're having a problem with people doing a lot of work illegally without permits, and they're doing it on the weekend. And our building department, of course, works Monday to Friday, so there's nobody out there really to take a ride around and see what's going on. Now, like I said, the budget's going to be tough, and we'll see if we can work in another part-timer like that to do a job like this, but you have to remember that we're losing a lot of revenue in permits also that isn't coming into the building department. So it might be something worthwhile. We have to talk it over. We're getting into the budget soon, so we might want to bring that up at that time. And one more reminder, we'll all be getting our census forms in the mail. A lot of people just throw them in the trash. It's something very important to fill that out and send it back in, because this way our town gets the full credit for all the residents that we have. When we go for grants or any kind of financial aid, it has to be recorded how many residents we actually do have in the town. Of course, the more you have, the better off you are, you know. That's about it, Mayor. Thanks.
Thank you.
Don't forget to fill those out and send them back.
Now, instead of hiring somebody else, why can't the police do the job? If they see something, you know, a construction, maybe they should look at it.
Well, we can consider all different things, but I think the police are pretty busy in what they're doing now.
Well, I thought we talked a little bit about that already, taking Charlie off on Friday. Didn't we get out early and put him on a Saturday? I think we mentioned something like that. I'm just hiring somebody, but I thought we'd do that with Charlie on a Saturday.
I think we have to see where the one building inspector is. I believe he would like to get the extra money on Saturday and not take off on Friday, but...
Or Monday come in late or something, but get out there on a Saturday.
Well, we have to work that out, yes, but it's a good idea. In the meantime, if I may, if anybody here or anybody watching knows of any home that they're doing some renovation on or some additions or whatever, you can call my office
Yeah.
201-796-1833, 201-796-1833. Just give us the name, the number of the house, the block that it's on, and we'll have the building inspector go out and check it. I tell you, or I ask you to call my office because the phone is on in my office, but we will not divulge who's calling. If you call the police station, you know that as soon as you call, the number goes on their chart, and they know who's calling. So if you want to remain anonymous, that's fine. If you want to leave your name and your phone number, that's fine also. I can get back to you without divulging your name and tell you they're building, they're not building, or what the status is on that. So we need some of your eyes to help us do this. Saturday and Sunday in the summertime gets quite busy. So please help us on that. Mr. Work? Councilman?
Yes, I just have some notes on the Health Department regarding the H1N1 vaccination clinics. They did hold one on January 25th, and they vaccinated a total of 156 patients. They still have H1N1 vaccination flu shots available, so they are going to be holding clinics in the future. The most recent clinics that are coming along here are going to be held on February 26th, on Tuesday, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., and that will be held in the clinic room. March 1st, which will be a Monday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., that will be held in the courtroom, and another one also on March 16th. That'll be a Tuesday, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And once again, the shots are for anyone 6 months of age and older. Children must be accompanied by a parent or guardian, and pregnant women must be bringing notes from their physician if they're planning to take the shots. And basically, it's an open clinic. The shots are free, so if anybody out there hasn't gotten their shots yet, those are the upcoming dates. Also, I attended the Fireman Reorganization Beefsteak. It was nicely attended. Just wanted to congratulate all the fire department personnel who were promoted and honored that night. I think most of the councilmen were there that night. And I think that's it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Work. Mr. Conboy?
Thank you, Mayor. First, I'd like to congratulate all of our poster winners tonight. I want to thank all those children for doing a great job. I'd also like to continue congratulating our high school basketball team. They've already passed the first round of the Bergen County Jamboree, and I wish them a lot of success this season. They're doing a fantastic job. So I continue to wish them success. Just want to remind everybody who will catch this either on TV or on the web, parents that are also in the audience, all three of our spring sports are currently still have registration ongoing. The Junior Baseball League, the Elm Park Little League, and the Girls Softball League all have registrations. Please make sure you check all their various websites and signs of when they are having their registration. You can also stop by the rec. They have flyers on hand. I would also like to, this evening, I stopped down at the rec center. Tonight was one of those, we held another Sweetheart Dance. It was very well attended. It was nice to see so many folks in the area be there. A lot of residents from Elmwood Park. Well over 100 people attended, and when I left, they're having a fantastic time. So they're having a good time over there. Just a little report up on the finance end of things that are happening. I want to thank the Finance Committee for getting together, Councilman Catamaga and Councilman Boncino. We also met with our town CFO, Mr. Rigatano. A number of items were discussed in the preparation before we bring our department heads in to discuss budgets. Many of the things all of us have seen in our mailboxes on how our CFO has already taken quick action to provide us with many answers to the upcoming budget process so that we are prepared as our department heads come in. And I just want to make a note on a couple of things. You've already heard some of the councilmen touch on it either tonight or previous meetings. Our budget continues to become very, when I say our budget, I mean our municipal part of the budget. There are certain parts of it, you've heard me say, that we are just out of our control, like the Board of Education and the county level. Ours continues to get very difficult to find room and areas to make adjustments. So when you hear us talk about recently, the borough worked very hard, the clerk, the mayor, our CFO worked very hard on our new trash hauler, which I'm hearing a lot of positive things about. Over time, that should save us significant money. We've worked on PSE&G put new lights up, as the mayor has spoken before. That was done with the analysis that we would save anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 or greater with more efficient street lighting, because we do pay for that. Also tonight, I would also like to thank Councilman Boncino for all of his hard efforts regarding the energy packet that the mayor approved tonight, and mayor and council, because that long-term will save us significant monies in our buildings. They're going to be putting up 80% of the cost, and we have to cover the rest. They'll be putting in new light bulbs and so forth. Councilman Boncino worked very hard on that. So some of these things may not seem so significant maybe, but they do add up. And with our very tight budget for our piece, municipal, those are home runs for us because of the fact that there isn't, much trim to fat in our piece. But we will continue to be diligent in that way, and all of our department heads are working hard based on a lot of the initiatives that came out of the Finance Committee meeting. So just want to assure everybody we keep working on that. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. You took my thunder away to thank Mr. Councilman Lou Boncino working on that energy. He did a good job on it, and we're going to save in the long run. As Councilman Conboy indicated, 80% is paid by public service. We have to pick up the remainder, and they put all the lights in and everything else. So we save significantly on that. And just another item with the table of organization for the police department, we are down to 40 police officers. That's what the police chief indicated to us that he can work sufficiently with, so we're saving some money there. I went over the Waste Watchers book. Those who may have come in late, I just want to indicate that the Waste Watchers book is in again. Excuse me for doing this twice, but maybe some of the people watching. If you didn't receive your Waste Watchers book, please contact my office, 201-796-1833. We'll get one out to you again. I hope you didn't throw them away with some of the other mail that comes in that's not looked at very thoroughly. But they're out there, and they're also in front of my office, so if you want them, pick them up. A lot of good material.
It's made on recycled paper, too, isn't it?
That's made on recycled paper is correct. Okay, Mr. Giblin? Thank you. Motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Mr. Conboy, Mr. Work, any discussion? No? Anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard? Anyone in the front? Well, Mr. Van Ryn comes around.
You could say something.
Go ahead, Bill. You have? Okay.
Ken Van Ryn, 23 Pulse Avenue, Elmwood Park. Mr. Chwinsky, I thought that was a pre-Valentine present.
Well, actually, it probably is, but
Gentlemen, I understand that the mayor and council recently passed a resolution requiring all the volunteer coaches in the community to get re-fingerprinted. Is this correct?
Yes.
that was recently, that was a while.
No, every year it has to be done.
Can you explain to me why? Because I think I could save you $3,500 in your budget there. I mean,
Okay.
There's at least 150 coaches that need to be fingerprinted. What's the rationale beyond it?
Tell us how we can save it, we'll listen.
Well, do the police get re-fingerprinted every year? Do the teachers get re-fingerprinted? If you want to buy a handgun, you get fingerprinted once, you buy one this year, next year, 10 years, 40 years from now. Once you're fingerprinted, no one's prints change. They're the same. Everybody's, the company that we hired was a computerized company, and a computerized printout got sent to the community. Correct? So all you need is a waiver by all the coaches, instead of asking them to give up an hour of their time, and the borough spending $3,500 on the same people again, to be re-fingerprinted, then you can check me at that point.
I'm going to have our borough attorney.
I think the fee is not only for taking the fingerprints, but also for running the check. I'm not sure if they do them separately. We can certainly look into that.
The teachers don't get fingerprinted every year.
It's true.
Correct?
I don't know whether they...
Do all the employees going to be down there get re-fingerprinted every year? In
Well,
that building,
there's
the summer program?
Yeah.
We'll look into that and see if we can get them to see if their new fingerprints are out there. The question I was told, and that I remember, is No, all these people aren't re-fingerprinted, but if something happens during the year, you're not going to know about it from the old fingerprints. But we can double-check on that. It's fine.
Well, I mean, it's tied in with the state police, they gave you the number, then we wasted some of our money in utilizing that company and not having it done here.
We'll double-check it, thank
At
you.
the same time, because we paid $30 per person to do that for all of these people, and if they can't tie that in with the computer on a digital fingerprint, then that was all a waste of money. An absolute waste of money by the borough.
Okay.
But that, thinking of, saying this aspect of it, we've been told that nobody can coach, and the leagues can't commence unless this is redone. Everybody has to do this again. So they have to reschedule, and first of all, that's only 2 months away at best, baseball season, softball season. I mean, you have, right there, you probably have almost 100 coaches between the 3 leagues.
We'll double-check to see if the company that did it can give us any information, if anybody else is added to it, has committed some type of crime or something. And if they can tell us they're still clear, that's fine with us.
Instead of the refingerprint.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you mentioned, because I brought that up at the rec meeting last time. I said, with the digital fingerprinting, they should be able to tell. Suppose during the year somebody commits a crime. It should be printed out and sent to the police right away.
Someone's got to take that step and look at that. I mean, the purpose of fingerprinting is to protect our children, and of course, the liability to the community. Correct?
Right.
So if we're just getting fingerprints and doing nothing with them, then it's silly. If the company that we've utilized to do this stuff doesn't red flag, I mean, why does every town have a number that these come back to? It doesn't cost $39 for this to happen. We could get fingerprinted down here for nothing.
True.
All the residents. But if no one's going to keep an eye on it. So if they're utilizing this company and they're tied in with the state police, and we're getting no service out of it, shame on us here at Elmer Park for even utilizing an entity of such.
We'll check that
Mayor,
out.
if I may?
Yeah.
If I could add just a few notes to Mr., because I'm going to hear more of it from the Rec Commission. First of all, Mr. Van Rye, we're doing this because the state mandated we had to.
To re-fingerprint?
Can I just finish for a second? The state mandates that everybody be fingerprinted. The state told us what agency we had to use, the location in Paramus, and I'm sure, I know you've been there. That is the local agency they chose for us to use in our local area. They, unfortunately, and I agree with you to a degree, when this first started last year, that was one of the first questions I asked. And unfortunately, our rec director and Romano, her assistant, also attended a seminar on this. They do not right now, and I agree, it's frustrating, they do not have, with all the technology we have, they do not have a way to be able to tell us whatever is in the guidelines the state says is offensible to why an individual should not be on the field around children. There is no way for us to be told, there's no checks and balances in their system that says, okay, boom, person A has been flagged for a violation of what the state said is covered in this statute, and we get nothing back. So when Councilman McLaughlin was here, he was very supportive of this. He wanted it done. We support that as well. So there is no way to get a background check back if something does happen. So this is why we decided to re-fingerprint everybody. I understand that agency in Paramus is very much on time. If you get an appointment for 10:01, they take you at 10:01.
That's not necessarily true. It's still an hour of everybody's time. Somebody go online and sign on. There's no place to drive in Bergen County in 5 minutes. You might GPS that and tell you that it's going to be eight minutes to get there, but you're not getting on Forest Avenue in 8 minutes from Elmwood Park. It's just physically not. So you're asking these volunteers for that. If that's the case, then the whole thing's a farce anyway. I don't object to getting fingerprinted. This is 3 times already for the borough. I've been fingerprinted for coaching. I've been doing this a long time. I have no problem with that. The philosophy, the theory behind it is great, but the procedure is horrible then. It's absolutely a horrible process, because if I get fingerprinted tomorrow, and then something happens, and I get checked out, and you get it back, and something happens 3 days later, you don't find out about it, then what the hell are we wasting our money for?
We totally
What's the use? What are you going to say? Everybody get fingerprinted every day? That's silly now. If there's no way to do it, and I'm not just saying to you, Mr. Conway, because you're addressing me, I'm telling you that the process is garbage. And it's a waste of time and a waste of everybody's money.
Well, as you know, Mr. Van Rye, serving as a councilman, when you get that state mandate,
Well, it's not necessarily true that it's a state mandate on that.
well, that's what we have to do. If I'm not,
We've chosen to implement that.
Right.
Well, the borough has to pass the ordinance to do
Right,
that.
and we
It's
did.
recommended that it be done, and then the borough does it. They don't tell you how to do it. So, but I have no problem being done. It's good that it's done. I'm just saying that,
we could do
wasting
it.
time. Wasting everybody's time, if there's no way to check on it.
I don't know. Well, we get the fingerprints, I think, to keep our children
that's what I'm
safe.
saying.
To keep our children safe.
Mr. Van Ryn will double check on it. If it's possible to do what you're indicating, we'll do it that way. If they tell us that we have to get them re-fingerprinted every year, we'll do what they ask us to do. But we'll check on what you're saying.
And find out what the process is, with the teachers. Why the teachers all have to go get fingerprinted? What do they utilize then in New Jersey? All
another government
teachers have
Well, we'll ask that question. Thank you.
Yes,
Anyone else who wishes to be heard?
It's a good point.
Anyone else? Yes, Mr. Schwinn.
Breaking the law goes right on.
They should, because that's just...
I got a flu shot last week, and
Microphone.
Councilman Work. Councilman Work. Councilman Work.
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. You're the one that started this thing, so I was able to get one. Up to this point, people my age, they didn't give the flu shot, but all of a sudden, I guess they got enough, so we were able to get a flu shot. But it was because of you that I got one. You mentioned that at the last meeting, and you gave me a brochure on it. You told me to register, which I didn't do, but I forgot. But I came up anyway, and I got my flu shot. And it was done in a real professional way here. I walked in the back door, and the first thing I said, I think I said it to Mrs. Truinsky. I forgot to register. She said, well, that's okay. So Mrs. Ingrassolino, she gave me a form to fill out, which I did, and I gave it to Mrs. Truinsky, and she in turn gave it to Mrs. Rishi. Maybe I shouldn't say Mrs. Rishi. I don't know if she's married or not.
Don't worry about it.
Ms.
Is she?
Ms.
She won't be insulted.
Ms., okay. Ms., I take that all back. But I don't think I was here 5 minutes. And I got my shot. I waited another 15 minutes. They told me to wait 15 minutes, and so I was very happy about that. That was a real professional job, and I was kind of happy to get a flu shot. Now maybe I won't get the flu. Point number 2. A few weeks ago, we had a terrible storm around here, and I understand the town had had a lot of damage done to the town. Now, one of the things that happened, we had our telephone service knocked out at the Presbyterian Church. Now, that doesn't seem like a big deal, but I called to try to get it restored. Now, the reason for that, our alarm system, our fire alarm system is on that telephone line, which goes into the fire company. That was knocked out. So, it was a little bit of a rough thing, but I knew they wouldn't come back and fix the line until the next day, so the first thing I did, I called the police department. And I requested some extra patrols that particular night. The alarm would not go into the fire department, but you could hear the interior alarm out on the street, and if the police department went by, they would hear it. And we'd be somewhat protected. I talked to Sergeant Joe Hess, and he was very, very cooperative. He said, we'll take care of that. Well, I didn't know this ahead of time, but there is a secondary unit over by us, and what happens, it automatically goes into that secondary unit when the primary unit goes out. I didn't know that at the time. But anyway, I'd like to thank the police department. I'm sure they did a good job that night. I wasn't there waiting for them, but I'm sure they did a good job that night. And thirdly, the public service department here in this town with Scott Cars, they did some job. Every time it snows, boy, they were out there. And they did a terrific job. And, some people have to go up very, very early in the morning. My boy is one of them. He leaves the house at 4 o'clock in the morning. And, there's not too much shoveling going on around that time. But they were out there. They were salting, and the roads were good. Now, we haven't had a real snowstorm, but...
Mr. Schwinn, please, we're going to have possible snow tomorrow.
4 inches.
Don't jinx us.
Not right.
Don't jinx
4
us.
inches.
They say 20 inches in Washington DC, 2 to 3 inches here. With your statement, we're liable to have the 20 inches here and the 2 to 3 inches.
Make a statement. I was going to say, I'm not bragging, but I know we might get it this week.
Yeah, I hope-
You've done a good job. I want that acknowledged publicly. And I guess last but not least, Councilman Tromboy, I know you've got a tough job coming up, and the rest of the people that are on your committee with the taxes. I know it's a tough job. No matter what you do, somebody's gonna holler at you. You know, you're 50% right and 50% wrong. But I know that even last year, I know you did a good job, and I want to let you know that I hope you'll do another good job this year. Thank you. Money's getting a little bit scarce. I think you know that. Thank you, fellas. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else who wish to be heard? If not, I'll close the public portion of the meeting. Mr. Kazmark?
Mayor, at this point, we need to make a motion to recess into a work session. We have our borough planner here to discuss some possible changes to the borough's master plan.
Motion to,
Recess.
okay, may I have a motion, please?
Second?
Mr. Conboy, Mr. Castiglia. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So ordered. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Mr. Castiglia, Mr. Catamagna, any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? So ordered. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate your attendance.
We staying out here, we going back? Going to the back.
Brian,
Yeah, I think so.
this is all right?